Hey garden friends, just wanted to continue on with my recycled containers for seed starting. Now this is called an alcohol lamp, not lamp, no, burner stove. That's right, alcohol stove. And this is a lot of people use them for camping and whatever. This will get hot enough to boil water, they say in about 12 minutes. I use it in here for my heating my knife for poking holes in my recycled containers. Now this is the little thing that I put over top to extinguish it when I need to. And I'm just going to light it. Sometimes it takes it a minute to get going. And then as that happens, I will talk to you. Let's see if it's going to go or if I'm going to have to relight it. Nope, it's going to go just fine. Okay. So today what I was going to show you how I use egg cartons. This is an 18 pack. I think I got this at Walmart. Normally I don't buy eggs, but my hens are new and they haven't started laying yet, but they will pretty soon. I have 6 new ones after my 25 got killed by a bobcat, which most of you know that already. Anyways, we fixed the problem on the pen where he got in, and so all is safe. In fact, last night I have video on our outside camera of a fox that came around, snooping around, and he couldn't get in, thank goodness. With all this snow, the hot wire that I have around my chicken pen is useless because it has been busted, pulled down, shorted out by the heavy, deep snow, and we can't get to it to fix it yet. So here's my knife. This is the egg carton. This is the plastic one. This isn't the cardboard one. Now I'm setting my knife on here to heat, superheat. Anyways, what I wanted to say with this is you can start seeds in this, but there is a caveat. You have to be ready to pot these up as soon as it gets the plant growing in it gets a second set of leaves, because it doesn't have much room for root growth. This is great for little plugs, starting little plugs, but be prepared to pot them up. So that being said, these are the supersized 6-packs. These aren't the little bitty ones. You see how they're probably a good 1.5 to 2 inches around. These are ones that I have cleaned up. They're from last year. I got some plants in. Or you would use, I have tons of these little 2-inch pots. And yeah, see, those fit right inside those slots. So I would say the 6-pack saves room, but if you don't have those, if you have these. So that's all I'm saying about using these. This is great because you can get a lot started in a small amount of space. And the top acts as a little greenhouse, keeps the moisture in until they germinate. When they germinate, you take this off and then use it underneath as a water catch tray. So it all works good. Now, I'm going to move that over a bit out of the way. I'm not going to turn it off because it's putting out heat and it's cold in here. So I will go over to my potting soil tray. Now I use regular potting soil. I don't bother with seed starting mix. You've heard me say that before. But if you want to use seed starting mix, go right ahead. I have found with the Edna's Best, it works great for seed starting. I've not had any issues. I do want to try using it for soil blocking. Now I don't do a lot of soil blocking because for me it's more time consuming than necessary. But I'd like to test the Edna's Best with it and see. If I was doing flower farming or whatever and I needed to start a lot more seeds, I'm sure I would do the soil blocking too, like many of the flower farmers do. So I have my little trowel, this thing I love, from Gardener Supply, which I'll use to firm down my soil in here. And then I will decide what I want to plant in here. I'm not sure yet. Something that would have good germination. Let me see, that one needs a little bit more. Now when it comes time, I'll just pop these things out of here. It's one thing nice when you firm down the soil like this. It's good and solid in there. I do not adhere to the opinion that seeds need very loose, light soil. I mean, this is good free draining, but you compact it in there. And here's my dilemma. A lot of people swear by the soil blocking, which is you compress that block very much so it stays in a block, even when it's not in its form. And then others say you need the very loose, powdery seed starting mix so the little seeds can get their roots down easily. Now, which is it? It needs loose or the compacted? That's why, it doesn't make sense. So one says one thing, one says another. So for me, I just use the potting soil. I do compress it down in there. The seeds do fine. So, and then when it comes time to pop it out, you're not worried about it falling apart around the root. I like just one seed. Most of the time you get 90% germination. Not having one cell germinate is not the end of the world for me. In fact, I will tell you, I did a 6-pack of beef steak tomatoes. They're in on my rack. 5 of the cells germinated. 1 did not. I thought, oh, bummer, poor seed. 2 weeks later, there's a seed germinating there. Why that one took a lot longer to germinate, I don't know, but it's germinated now. So who's to say some just don't need more time? Okay, so let me think about what I want to seed, and then I'll come back and we'll do that. Okay, we're back, and I decided on Rainbow Mix Coleus. And this is an inexpensive packet of seeds I got at, I don't know, it could have been Lowe's, the grocery store, something, Home Depot. And it was $2.19. And that's what we're going to sow in this egg carton thing. And let's see, have I got plenty of seeds in here? I think I do. They're really tiny. So I'm going to probably do a couple in each because I can forgive all the noise on the roof. The snow's falling out of the trees above. I use my fingernail because it's really easy. Some people will use the tip of a pencil, moistened, or a toothpick to seed these little tiny seeds. That I find harder because I can't get them to come off. And you notice the color of these seeds is the same as the soil. And they're not they're not hard to divide out. Or they're so inexpensive. If you wanted to just cut out instead of dividing out the seedlings, that's up to you. I don't mind dividing them out. Meaning once they get big enough, I soak the little roots with the soil in water. The soil washes away, you disentangle the roots, and you plant each plant up in its own little pot. And that one's... So I'm probably grabbing 2 to 3 seeds per cell of this little thing. The package said these should germinate in 12 to 15 days, so a couple of weeks. And then we'll come back and we'll see what we've got. Now, the Edna's Best, one thing nice about it does have some nutrients in it. Now I got a bazillion more seeds. I could do this 10 times over. So I won't have to feed it right away. It has some nutritional value in it where seed starting mix has 0. So this potting soil here is pretty moist, but I'm just going to tamp these down. And there's a little bit of soil around the edges, and I'm just pulling that in with the butt of this and just tamping it on top of where the seeds would be. Some of the seeds may not get covered. That's fine. As long as they're moist and have good contact with the soil, then they should germinate, because I'm going to have the humidity dome on them, which is the lid to the egg carton. So I'm just making sure I tamp each and every one and get it good and firmed in there. And when I do water this, even before it's germinated, I will put it in something that has water in it, meaning I will bottom water it. Let me see, maybe it goes this way. And these have little tabs that this sticks into, which is kind of nice. adhere it down. And there we have our coleus. I will write coleus on this. And coleus. Doesn't show up on there very well, so I'll write it over here. Coleus. And this is rainbow mixed colors. Rainbow mix. Okay, but then I'll also put it on my seed starting chart. I have one in my house too, so I've got a couple of these going. So I'm going to put coleus. I'm going to put egg carton on here so I know egg carton. And I'm going to put rainbow mix. And today's date is the 7th, March 7th. So, as I said, when I want to water it, I'll put it into a container or some kind of tray that has warm water in it, tepid, so it'll absorb it up and water them just fine. I don't have to water from the top. And then I will come back later and we will see how these are doing. And that is just another recycled container that I use with seed starting. You can use so many kinds. You don't have to buy anything fancy. If you've got potting soil, a good potting soil, some containers, a method of poking holes in it, you don't have to use something like this, like the knife or anything heated. And you could use like a utility knife to cut holes. I find that a little bit harder, but it's not impossible. This, I've also done it in my house on my propane stove, cook stove. And there's that. Let me put this out. I don't need this right now, so put the lid on that. So, my friends, that is, we're using an egg carton to start seeds. I also bring you back when it's time to pot these up and show you how soon I do it. And I most likely, these are all cleaned up, I will most likely use these. But I could use my other pots, depending on if I've decided to sow something in these or not. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Come on back for the next one. Please give me the thumbs up if you like this, and or subscribe to my channel. Every little bit helps. All right, I will see you in my next video.